So I think we'll go ahead and get started. Holiday Tech Gift Guide 2022. This program is presented by myself, Mike Edding, and Susan McBride, my colleague here at the Hinsdale Public Library. And this is the third year, I believe, that we've done this program, which explores all manner of tech-related gifts that you might want to give for someone on your list. We range in price from like stocking stuffers to fairly expensive items. So there should be something for everybody's budget. And I think we'll go ahead and kick it off with our less than $50 category. My first pick for a less than $50 item is a laptop and phone cover slide set. So this basically is giving you a little privacy on your camera on your phone or laptop. You can slide the little shield over the camera, and you're protected from prying eyes from hackers and that sort of thing. I've got one of these on my my laptop that I'm working on right now. I've got one on my iPad. I think it works best for things that don't get a lot of, I guess, rubbing against something else. Like if you have it on your phone and you put it in and out of your pocket all day long, the adhesive might wear off, but you have a couple spares. So anyway, for $7, it's a pretty nice product, I think. My next choice is $13. It's a desktop vacuum cleaner. It's from Cartoon Household. At least that's what the image says. Odistar may be the manufacturer of that, but it's a little battery powered, I guess, a vacuum cleaner that you can sweep over your keys on your keyboard and around your desk to pick up those cracker particles that you may have been eating. So I think that's for $13, it's a pretty handy little product to keep your desktop area clean. The next product that I have is $17, and think of this as the UV activated glue. I don't know if you've seen commercials for this, but basically it's a clear liquid that you apply on things, and then you use this UV flashlight that comes with it to cure it in just a matter of seconds. So there's no waiting for it to cure over the process or over the time of like 5 or 10 minutes or longer. It's instantly curing. So I looked on Amazon a lot for different models, and this one seemed like the best value. You get a fair amount of each of these formulations, which are in thin, standard, and thick. So give it a shot for $17. It's a nice thing to have around the house for sure. My next item is for those of you who don't have a laptop necessarily, but you still want lighted keys. So this would mount underneath your monitor on your computer and shine down towards your keyboard. I've got a couple of these in my home. Not all of my keyboards light up, and I do like to be able to see what I'm typing when I can't just tell by feel. These are advertised as having like a full spectrum of colors, and you can have it go in rainbow mode and sort of do an animation of color, but I just have mine on white and I have it turned down all the way, and it's kind of an understated, very professional looking output. So those are $18, ABCD under monitor light bar. The next item I'd like to talk about is a pretty standard item. It's an LED clock, and it has a couple of differentiating features. Well, first of all, it has white letters, or white numbers, I should say. And this is a little unusual for an LED clock. We often see them in red. And so this sets it apart already and makes it a little more stylish, I would say. And it's kind of a rounded shape at the corners. So it has kind of a streamlined look, which would be not out of place in many decors. I also like this particular one because it has a dimming feature that's not just like dim or bright. It's continuously variable between dark and light. So you can dial it into just the way you like it in your room. So in your bedroom, you might have it fairly dim, but in a larger room that you're in, like in the kitchen, it might be bright. So these letters and or numbers, I should say, are quite large. So this is a 4-inch tall display. So you can see it from across the room easily. Great for people that are that their eyesight isn't as great as it used to be, such as myself. So I highly recommend that one for $24. And my final less than $50 pick is a pouch that you would keep your cables in, your chargers, your mice, maybe if you have a travel mouse, keep it all in this nice, elegant, streamlined case. A lot of the cases I see are a little rough around the edges, but this has a very elegant sort of look to it. So for $39, I think that's a good pickup. Susan, you have some for less than 50, right?
I do. So I'm going to start with a pretty inexpensive $10 stocking stuffer. And this is an aluminum desktop phone dock / holder. And it is fully adjustable, as you can see in the image. You can kind of raise it and lower it to any angle. And what I like about this is it can sit very comfortably on your desk next to your computer. It can be on your bedside table. It could be, on another table. And it is a very handy way to be able to see your phone while you're maybe working on your computer, or if you're traveling, you can use it to prop up your phone to watch your entertainment. There are holes in the back of it so that you can be charging your phone at the same time that it's being held in the stand. But it's just a streamlined, easy to use phone stand that would be a great gift for pretty much anyone. And any size phone, any manufacturer phone would work on it just fine. So that's the $10 phone stand. My next gift under $50 is called the TickTime Digital Timer. And this is a sophisticated yet simple timer. It is a single task countdown timer, which means you're going to set the amount of time that you want, whether it's 3 minutes or 15 minutes, and it's going to start counting backwards then so that you can see how much time you have left on that particular task. This is great to help overcome procrastination, or to help you with your time management and boost your productivity. It's a very easy to use timer. You simply turn the timer onto the side of the amount of time that you want to choose, or you could even customize the amount of time. It allows you to pick an amount of time up to 99 minutes and 59 seconds. And then it'll just start counting down backwards, and it will let you know when your time is up and you can move on to your next task. I like that it's simple to use. I like it's kind of fun. So it would be a good tool you could use with kids for if you want them to practice their instrument for 20 minutes or work on homework for a set amount of time. But it's also great for exercising if you want to do a certain amount of exercise, or if you have a task that you only want to spend 30 minutes on, then you can set it to the 30-minute timer and it'll let you know when your time is up. It's also magnetic, and it can stick on the side of your refrigerator if that's what you would like. So that's the TickTime digital timer for about $24. And then my last under $50 gift is the first of 3 different charging stations that I have selected, and each one is intended to address a specific need. So this particular charging station is for those who don't want to have a lot of cords and things on top of their work surface to clutter up their desk or their nightstand. It is an invisible charger that you adhere to the bottom of the desk or the bottom of your nightstand. And then you put install a pad on the top of it that would align, and there's a guide that makes it very easy to do. And so all of the wires for this are on the underside of your desk, so you won't see them. They won't be on your desktop. And as long as the desk is, I think it's 1.75 inches or less, then the charging will go through the material and end up charging your phone. You just place it right on the pad on the top of the table. It's a little bit slower than if you were to charge it just straight up with your wires, your cords. But if you're going to be sitting at your desk all day, then it doesn't matter. It'll work just fine. And so for $40, this is a great solution if you are like me and don't like to have the wires and on the top of your desk and have it cluttered.
We're jumping up a category to less than 100. So between $50 and $100, I've got 3 items that I suggest. The first one is a flashlight. This looks a little different than the typical flashlight you might see. It's sort of got a right angle approach. So, this would fit in the palm of your hand for sure. And it has adjustable brightness levels, several different options to choose from. And it's programmable in a way to lock out certain ones. So you can kind of identify your favorites. Say you want a low and a very bright to be there, but none of the others. So it'll let you do things like that. It's got a magnetic charging port on the top. You can see sort of a gold colored disc. That's where you would attach the magnetic charger. So it's got a rechargeable battery, and I believe that's even replaceable if it goes dead after years of use. And it has a little flip out reflector sort of that would let you change from a floodlight with a broad beam to a spotlight, which would be very narrow. I think this would be great for anybody who maybe goes out walking early in the morning, or you have a son or daughter at college who's walking back to their car after studying at the library or something like that. They could have a nice bright flashlight to help in their safety. So that's $51. It's from Skill Hunt. My next item is a portable air compressor. It's the Xiaomi Portable Electric Air Compressor 1S. And the 1S is important. They had an older model, which wasn't quite as advanced. So I'd suggest holding out for this one. It's $54. And it's great for things like bicycles or maybe basketballs or footballs. It can even charge inflate your car's tire if it goes flat. It would take some time to do that, but it would do it. It has a lithium ion battery. And the other thing I like about it, I've got one of these, and you can dial in the pressure that you want. So if my car tire pressure should be 35 PSI, I just sort of dial that in and press start. It'll automatically inflate and then stop instantly when it hits 35. So it's really great. I like that one a lot. And the other less than $100 item that I have here is the Weem Mini AirPlay wireless audio streamer. So if you live in an Apple household, you may have had occasion to AirPlay your phone or your tablet to your TV maybe, or if you have a HomePod or HomePod Mini, you can AirPlay to those. This would let you do that same function, but you would be AirPlaying streaming audio from your phone or tablet to this disc. And the disc would attach to your audio system of some kind. Say it's an old 1970s receiver that you might have laying around that you want to bring up into the streaming era. It can attach to that. If you've got a more modern stereo system, it even has like a Toslink digital out, so you can get really high quality sound out of this. You would know if you you would know that phrase if you have the kind of equipment that it would work with, most likely. So I bought one of these just about a month ago, and I like it quite a bit. So I have it attached to like an old iPod speaker, for lack of a better phrase, that has nice sound. So I connect this to that and stream to it. And it has, if you'll notice on the little disc display, it has plus and minus for volume control on the device, and you can play and pause. So all in all, it's a great value for $100. It frequently goes on sale for much less than that, maybe 80 or so. So keep an eye on that one.
So I have a couple in the under $100 category. That my first item is the $60 light up beanie that is offered on the Sharper Image website. So if you have somebody on your list who is a runner or a biker, somebody who has a dog, or who just likes to take walks at night, this would be a great gift for them. The LED beanie provides a bright white light, and it can illuminate whether you're walking or if you have outdoor work to do in the dark. It can project the light from the hat itself. The LED lamp in it features 3 different modes. There's high, there's low, and then there's a flashing mode. So if you're out running, people will notice you. And it will operate up to 4 hours on a full charge. The light itself is removable, and then you charge it and then you pop it back in. So it would be a great gift for anyone who is out at night, whether it be, walking the dog, walking to and from class, anything like that. Especially around here when the sidewalks are uneven, you can kind of keep track of where those little bump ups are so you don't trip. The second item on my under 100 list is a smart desk lamp. This is a $70 desk lamp. Desk lamps have come a long way in recent years, and there are a whole lot on the market that will allow you to do different things. This particular one will help you create the perfect lighting for whatever task is at hand. You can control pretty much any aspect of the light, from the hue, whether it's a cold, bluish hue up to a warm yellow hue and anywhere in between. The brightness, so it has a dimmer that you can that's very accurate, that you can dial in or up or down. And then you can change the direction of the light as well, because every part of this desk lamp moves. The arm will bend up and down. The light itself, which is the crossbar at the top, fully swivels. So you can get the light in just the right place at just the right angle. And when you're not using the light, you can turn the light vertical and then fold the arm down, and it's a digital clock that's on the top of that circular centerpiece. All of the functionality of the light can be done either on the base of the lamp or on an app that's on your phone. And in addition, it has kind of an artificial intelligence aspect to it, in that you can set it up so that it will monitor the ambiance or the atmosphere of the room itself and automatically set the right light level for you. And then it can also, you can have it on a motion sensor, so that if there's nobody sitting at the lamp for 15 minutes, it will turn itself off to save energy. But that's, again, something that you would turn on or off. If you don't want it to be automatic, then you don't have to have it automatic. And so that's the Evelo Smart Desk Lamp, and that's from Amazon. And then my next item for under 100 is the Elo Cyclo Cycling Backpack. And this is for anybody who has a biking enthusiast on their list, or maybe even somebody who rides an electric scooter. It was designed specifically to keep cyclists safe at night. When you use it, there's a bright LED light signal on the back that will alert motorists of your presence, first of all, and then also what your next intention is, whether you're going to be turning left or right or continuing on. The backpack has 4 LED signals that are displayed on the back of it. the cycling signal, which is just an arrow saying that you're going to continue forward. And then the left and right turn signal. And then it also has a hazard signal that blinks so that if you're in some kind of trouble, motorists can see that and know to be careful. The display is operated by the remote that you see on the picture there. It attaches to the handlebar and it's, you know, obviously very easy to use. It's just a simple button that you would kind of toggle with your thumb. And then it's rechargeable, so it will work about 20 hours on its lithium battery charge. And then you can charge it overnight and it'll be ready to go. And the lights are pretty strong, they're bright, and there is also reflective material on the backpack. So it's going to be very helpful to keep any cyclists or safe at night. Next on my under $100 list is another of my charging options. And this one is the Oblio charging and sanitation station. It's designed to look kind of elegant, almost like a vase. And you slide your phone into the opening and it provides UV light that will kill bacterial germs that are on your phone. And that's important because on average, Americans check their phones about every 12 minutes. And as a result, a single cell phone can house 17,000 bacterial gene copies, according to a recent study. So it's really important to keep your phone clean, otherwise you're transferring it to your face. And so this charger will charge your phone, but it will also use that UV lamp to sanitize your phone. It eliminates 99.9% of the surface germs that are on your phone. And it takes about 20 minutes for the UV to sanitize the phone. And it'll sanitize one side and then you can flip it over and sanitize the other. So this phone charger can be purchased at the Museum of Modern Art, or MoMA, Pottery Barn, or also Amazon. And then finally, my third charging solution is this $80 3-in-1 charging station. And it is made out of vegan leather. It's a very sleek looking charging pad. What I like about it is if you have a smartphone and rechargeable earbuds and an Apple Watch, instead of having 3 different wires or cords with 3 different charging connections, you can just use this one piece of equipment and the one cord and charge all 3 simultaneously. So it really is for somebody who has a breadth of different devices that need charging to sort of simplify it for you. And it comes with a matching vegan leather case, so you can roll it up and take it with you when you travel. And so you have fewer chargers to bring with you when you're traveling, which is also nice when you have all those devices. It charges a little bit slower, just like the first device I showed you. But if you're going to be plugging it in and charging your things overnight, it's plenty of time and that won't be a problem. It can charge any cell phone and AirPod or earbud that is Qi certified. I believe it only charges the Apple Watch. I'm not sure that it charges any other smart watches. So that's important to note. And then my last under $100 item is the Hoto Laser Pro measure. And this is a laser tape measure that's really pretty cool. If you have somebody in your life that likes to measure things or is handy, this is a great option. It accurately measures both distance and area using a laser. And so the 5 measuring modes that it will measure are the distance, the angle, the angular height, the area, and then it will also project this virtual ruler that you can see in the photo on my slide, where it's a ruler that is projecting on the wall. So you can kind of see if there are different places you want to mark off. And it can measure up to 164 feet using the laser, which is pretty nice. It's able to switch between feet and meters very easily, and it's a very easy to use device. There's really only one button, and it vibrates when it tells you that it's ready. And the other nice thing about it is it will connect with an app on your phone. So if you are measuring a lot of different things and you don't want to stop to write them down, all of the information it collects will be sent directly to your app. So you don't have to write anything down. It keeps track of it all for you. So that's a Hoto laser measure.
Moving up to the next price category. So this is between $100 and $250. The first item that I have as a suggestion is from a company called Grid Studio, and they basically take technology and turn it into artwork. You would find things like cell phones, digital music players, even there's an Apple laptop there. So they take these, disassemble them, and in a very clean and elegant way, mount the various components on a display board that's framed. So it's a nice gift idea, I think, for a tech lover that is in your life, that would like something a little different. There aren't many people that are going to have these, and they range in price from $150 to $500 or so. You can spend more. You can't spend much less if you want to get something from them, though. The other item I have that's less than $250 is for the golfer in your life. For $160, you can get a GPS-enabled golf-centric watch called the ShotScope V3. This is pretty advanced stuff. Basically, you get the watch, which you can load with golf courses from around the world. And it also comes with these sort of, I think, RFID kind of tags that you put on each one of your clubs. And then you can tell the application what kind of clubs you have and what they're attached to. And then as you're playing your holes of golf, you take a shot and it can tell that you just used your driver, and you'll walk to the pin or the ball, and you'll pick it up and you'll make a notation on the watch, and it'll tell you how far that ball has traveled. It keeps track of your score and all that sort of thing, and it can tell you how far it is from your location where your ball is to the green and that sort of thing. Very high tech, $160. Could be well worth it for someone that's addicted to golf. And I think even after the fact, you can go onto the app or the website and see your shots visualized. So it's almost like a video game, which is how cool it is. So those are my picks for less than $250.
So in my less than $250 category, I'm going to start with the $110 Orbit Key Nest Tech Organizer. This is a tech organizer that is meant to conveniently store your tech cords, your gadgets. You can use it in a desk drawer, or you can use it for travel. It's very versatile and customizable, which makes it a great gift for anyone because they can configure it however it's going to work best for them. On first blush, it's a case that's going to hold all of your tech wires, your dongles, chargers, whatever. The spacers on the interior can be moved to make it fully customizable. At home, you can use it in your desk drawer, and you can separate the top tray from the internal storage and use it as a separate organizer in your desk drawer to give yourself a little extra space. And then when you travel, you can just close it all up and lock it and take it with you. And what I really like about it is that it's made from very durable materials. The exterior of it is a hard shell design, so it's not going to collapse. It's going to protect whatever is in it. And then the interior of it is padded with a foam, so it will help prevent it from rattling around and shaking. And if you use the dividers in just so, it'll hold everything exactly in its place. And the other thing I like about it is that the top cover can, you can charge your phone on it. So if you're traveling, you can use that as your charger. And so it kind of kills a whole lot of birds with one stone, so to speak. It's a little pricey for a tech organizer, but because of the build and the versatility, I think it's worth it. The next item in my less than $250 category is called the Smartphone Photo Vault, and this is from Sharper Image as well. And so if you have as many photos as I have perhaps on your phone, this is a great way to take them and transfer them from your phone to a storage device, and also ultimately maybe onto your computer or an external hard drive. It can serve a couple purposes. You can clean off the photos from your phone to open up some space for new photos. You can also back up your photos so that you have them in a secure place in case something happens to your phone, or even if you have your photos stored in the cloud, it's always nice to have a secondary form of backing them up. And so this would be a really easy way to do it. It simply plugs into your smartphone, and then it will copy all of the photos that are on your phone directly onto it. And then you can take that and connect it with your computer, and you could back up all your photos onto your computer if you would like. It comes in 3 different memory sizes. So $100 is a 16 gigabyte memory stick. And then it goes up from there to 32 gigs for $120, and then 64 gigs for $140. And then I have 2 more items on my under $250 price category. The first is a gift card to a company called Colorware. Colorware will create custom tech devices for you. And if you have someone who likes custom gifts, a gift card to allow them to customize their own technology might be a really fun gift. So Colorware offers customization of a lot of different products, from game controllers, even gaming consoles, like you see in the picture there, to headphones and earbuds, microphones, even mice for your computer can all be custom colorized. And what I like about Colorware is that it offers a lot of options. There are 29 solid colors that you can choose from, 29 metallic colors, and then each of those 58 colors can be either produced in a glossy finish or in a matte finish. So you can really have a lot of fun colorizing your devices. And on the game controllers, for example, every single piece of the game controller the color can be changed and customized. And so giving your gift recipient a gift card to this company will allow them to choose their own devices and their own colors, and it's a lot of fun to do it as well. So if you have a hard to shop for teen on your shopping list, this might just be the thing for them. It'll make them pretty happy, I think. And then my last item in this price category is the $170 slide and negative converter. If you have a lot of old negatives and you don't know what the pictures are, or you don't know what to do with them, or you have the old 35mm slides from the 60s and 70s, and you want to keep the photos, but you don't know what to do, this is just the thing for you. This allows you to digitize your negatives and your slides in a very simple fashion. It's easy to use. You place your media into the holder and you slide the holder into the device, and a built-in sensor will then make high quality digital copies of the pictures. And you can use that built-in color screen on the front of it to preview the images, and then you can adjust the exposure based upon what you're seeing. And then within it is a memory card where you'll store your images. And it will convert color and black and white slides and negatives to JPEG files in seconds, literally. The 4 GB SD memory card that comes with it will hold about 4,000 photos, but it will support memory cards of up to 32 gigabytes. You can also connect it to your PC or your Mac computer using a USB cord to really easily transfer those photos to your computer. And so it would make a great gift for anybody who has a lot of things that they want to start digitizing from their past.
The first item that I have in the next price category, which is between $250 and $500, is a really fancy webcam. It's called the Insta360 Link webcam, and it's $300. And the person that this would be perfect for is someone who maybe works from home or has a lot of online meetings with Zoom or that sort of thing, where they want to really put their best foot forward. And this camera would let them do that. It's got artificial intelligence built in. It can sort of monitor you and see if you're making certain gestures. So you can make a gesture and it will know to zoom in and zoom out. You can make a gesture and it'll switch orientation from a landscape to portrait. And it has that gimbal on the top that would actually move the camera. So it isn't just sort of digitally manipulating the file, it's actually moving the camera. It can follow you around the room within certain limitations. So it's very high tech, and there may be someone just that this would be perfect for in your life. I think it's a little expensive for a webcam, but if the person that you're interested in buying for spends a lot of time online like that, or if they're content creators or anything like that, this would be a really solid addition. The other feature that I forgot to mention is if you have a whiteboard, it comes with these little, I guess, adhesive appliques that you put in the corners of the whiteboard, and you can sort of move over to that part of the room where your whiteboard is, and it will recognize that there's a whiteboard there and zoom in and straighten it out so it's a perfect 90 degrees on each corner, and it looks great while you're marking it up. So very high tech, very cool. Changing gears entirely, for $330, I think if there's someone in your life that's a griller but is sort of interested in taking it to the next level, which might be smoking, so cooking low and slow instead of hot and fast like you would typically do in a grill, the Green Mountain Grill's Davy Crockett smoker might be just the thing. This is a very robustly made smoker, but it's pretty small. So it's kind of about the size of one of those tailgate barbecue things. It doesn't stand full height. You might want to put it onto a table to use, but it has some really interesting technology. It connects to the Wi-Fi in your home. It connects to your phone via Wi-Fi, so you can sort of tell it what temperature you want it to cook for and for how long. So you could say, I want to do barbecue ribs for 5 hours at 225 degrees, and then you just fill the hopper to the left of the lid that lifts up, and that is, you're filling it with wood pellets, and it's basically compressed sawdust, typically hardwood like cherry or hickory or maple or something like that, and that imparts slightly different flavors depending on whether which wood selection you make. So it's a cool way to upgrade your grilling game to a smoking game, and I highly recommend this one. And the next less than $500 product that I'd like to mention is a MP3 player. So these were popular a decade ago. And this particular model was discontinued by Apple in the middle of like 2014 or 2015. Since then, they've even increased in popularity. So people are selling them on eBay for more than they paid for them in real life. But what you want is one of these iPods that's been updated with the latest technology. So you can have someone convert a new iPod for you into flash memory, and that will give it much greater battery life, and it will be more responsive. Like when you start it up, instead of waiting 30 seconds for the little hard drive inside your iPod Classic to boot up, it's almost instant with this flash memory. They're relatively expensive, $350 to $400 for an iPod Classic 6th generation that has 512 gigabytes of memory, which should be more than enough to satisfy people's music collection needs. I actually bought this. Prior to that, I had tried to get an upgraded kind of like a no-name but robustly made aluminum alloy, full color screen. It had a little wheel, but looking back to my old iPod Classic, it just wasn't the same. The interface was a little sluggish. You couldn't rapidly scroll through all of the podcasts or what have you on your device. The iPod Classic, when it's been upgraded, is just so quick and fast and very responsive. I highly recommend it for someone that doesn't necessarily like the idea of music subscriptions, but they still have a music collection from back in the day that they'd like to listen to and not have to pay that $10 a month. So that's the iPod Classic. You'll have to get it on eBay and trust that the person is doing a good job. But typically they do. The one I got is perfection in every way, and I paid roughly $350 for it.
All right, in my less than $500 price category, I'm going to start with the $300 wrist cam for the Apple Watch. So when you have an Apple Watch, you are able to put it on and leave all of your other devices behind. The only issue is that the Apple Watch is missing one feature, and that is the camera. With this wrist camera, the wrist cam, it will connect to your Apple Watch, and you're able to head out on a run or a hike or even jump in the water and still have video capabilities, whether it's taking photos or videos or doing a video chat. It is designed to be a wearable camera with full integration with the Apple Watch and its apps. It's compatible with all of the Apple Watch series, the different versions of the Apple Watch. And you're also able to make use of Siri so that you can be free, hands-free and voice-powered. What I like about this is it has two cameras. It's got the self-facing and the world-facing camera. It takes sharp photos, and it has a stabilized video. It's lightweight and it's water resistant. So it would be a great gift for anybody who maybe enjoys leaving the house and wants to leave their phone behind and just have their Apple Watch and that's it. This will allow them to do that and still have the capability of taking photos or of doing the video chatting. So it's a great little add-on. There's nothing else out there like it. So it would be a good gift for somebody who likes cameras and doesn't want to carry their phone with them all the time. The next item in my under 500 category is called the Meter Block. And the Meter Block is kind of the ultimate tool when it comes to grilling, and it would be a great gift for the grill master in your life. It is a set of 4 probes that, when used with the app, will help you cook 4 different pieces of meat or types of protein to exactly the point that you want them to go. The probes are housed in this attractive wooden block. And within it as well is a Wi-Fi extender, which I'll get into in a minute. Each probe has a dual temperature sensor, and that will allow it to monitor the internal meat temperature as well as the ambient external temperature of the cooking environment. And then what you do is you download the app onto your phone, and you can see a picture of, it's a screenshot of one of the screens on the app. You will tell it with probe number 1 what kind of protein it's been put into. With probe number 2, what kind of protein. You tell it how the level of doneness that you want, and it will tell you when the meat is going to be done and when it is done, and it will alert you on your phone, so you can put your meat on the grill, or you can put your meat in the oven, and you can walk away from it and enjoy you know, the people that you're with, and your phone will let you know when the meat needs to be pulled off the heat, for example. So it has this advanced estimator algorithm as well that will estimate exactly how long it's going to take to cook and then rest your meat, so that you can plan your meal accordingly, which is also very helpful. If you don't want to invest this much in this technology and you want to take it for a test drive first, you are able to buy a single probe for $70. It doesn't come with the Wi-Fi extender, so the extender will allow you to be further away from the probes. So I think it's up to 165 feet. With the single probe and not having the extender, you have to stay pretty close by, I think within 30 feet, in order to receive the alerts and to connect with the probes. But it would still be a great option, a single probe as well. And it really takes the guesswork out of cooking.
So moving on to the over $500 category, I have a couple of selections for you. Susan was talking about if there's a video game lover in your life, you might want to get a custom controller. It's possible that they may be in the market for a new video game console. And if they are, I suggest getting a Steam Deck, which is a $529 handheld. I guess you could think of it in a way as a competitor to the Nintendo Switch, although it's quite a bit bigger and it's heavier. This one has 256 gigabytes of storage on board, and I suggest getting a 512 gigabyte micro SD card to augment that, so you have room for all your games. And the Steam Deck is designed kind of to run PC games on this handheld console. It can even, I think it has Linux as its underpinning. So you could even run certain Linux apps on it probably. But the Steam Deck is affiliated with the company called Steam that sells games that you download and load onto your PC typically, but in this case, you could load them onto this game console. This is the middle priced variant of the console at $529. There's one that has less memory and slower memory that's available for much less than this. And then there's one that's quite a bit more expensive that has a slightly different screen, but most people say it's not worth it to get the super high expensive one, while it might be worth it to get the middle one that has some nice fast storage on it and just add a micro SD card for your game. So give that a shot for the game lover in your life, perhaps. And the other thing that I'll mention is a Segway 9Bot Max electric scooter. So this is something that is surging in popularity somewhat. You've probably seen them in Chicago with the scooters that you can rent for a while. This would be one that you own, obviously, for $900. And most experts agree that for under $1,000, this is probably the one to get. It's very elegant in the way it looks. It has a very nice, concise display. It has some waterproofing capabilities that a lot of scooters, even more expensive ones, don't have. So if it starts raining on your way home, you could make it and not fear that you're going to ruin your scooter for life, which could very well happen if you have one that's not so well weather protected. You'll see these a lot on college campuses. So maybe if there's someone in your life that's going to college, they might appreciate something like this. But even other adults are riding these around and enjoying them. It's a fun way to travel. So that's the G30P Ninebot Max electric kick scooter. The other thing that I'll mention is, unlike most scooters that you get, this particular model has a built-in charging circuit inside the scooter. So rather than having to carry around like a large laptop, even bigger than a laptop, power brick in your bag to charge this on the go, you can just carry a power cord and plug it into the wall. Most scooters don't have that feature. So I think this would be a good one if you know someone who might be interested in it.
All right, so this is the last item on our holiday gift guide, and this is the Revolution Instaglow R270 toaster for $510, which includes the 2 accessories I have pictured here. So this would be for like anyone in your life that really geeks out for the most advanced technology. And this is the most advanced toaster out there. Their Revolution toasters are pretty much the gold standard when it comes to toasting. So to start with, they have this touch screen that you can see in the picture, and that allows you to pick what type of item you're going to be toasting, whether it be a bread and what kind of bread, a bagel, a pastry, and then you can choose whether it's fresh, frozen, or whether you're reheating it. And then finally, you can pick the level of toast that you wish to achieve. And the great thing about this is there's no guesswork involved. When you select level number 3, it shows you a picture of what your toast is going to look like at a level number 3. And if it looks a little lighter than you want, you can go up to a level 4. But you know before you actually toast the bread what it's going to come out looking like. Unlike most toasters where you've got a dial and they're all different, there's nothing standardized about it, and you can think that you're going to toast on level number 4 and have the perfect toast, and it can come out burnt, or you have to toast it twice because it's too light. So that's the beauty of this particular toaster. The once you've made your selections, the toast will automatically lower into the toaster, and then when it is complete, it raises up gently. It has a 10-second countdown, so you know when it's just about done and when it's going to come back up, so you can be waiting with your butter if that's what you're going to put on it. The Instaglow heating system will reach its full heat in seconds, and it sears the bread without drying it out, so it's crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. And so it makes a really nice piece of toast. There are a couple of different models. I have selected the most expensive because I was trying to get it above 500, but there are less expensive models. So the R180 sells around $350, and it's the main difference between them is the number of choices on the touch screen, and that's pretty much it. And then with either of the models, you can buy this panini press or the warming rack, or both of them. The panini press, you can put 2 pieces of bread on either side of it, whatever you want inside your panini, whether it be cheese and meat or vegetables, and then you close it up and you put it down into the toaster, and it will toast it and create a panini sandwich out of it. It's a really nice feature. The warming rack is for pastries or other items that you want to warm up that won't fit into the toaster opening. You just put this on top of the toaster and you hit warming, and it will warm up your muffin or whatever, your croissant or whatever you're going to try to warm up. The nice thing about both of these accessories is that you could actually buy them without buying the actual toaster and use them in the toaster that you already have. So if that's an option, I think they run for about $100 to buy the pair of them. And that wraps up our prepared presentation. I guess at this point, we can open it up to any questions or comments, if anybody has anything they'd like to ask us about.
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
On the classic iPod, when I go and look for used equipment, there are several sellers that are fairly prominent. A Black Market, a Gazelle, and then a Rebelo. Are you familiar with any of those three?
I'm not. I can't even remember the name of the company that I got mine from. I think basically if there's a way to in eBay look at their ratings from consumers, just look at the ones over the last month or the last 3 months and see if people seem to be happy. I haven't heard of people getting burned up with this sort of thing. I know it's a lot of money to drop on something like this when you don't know what you're going to get, but it worked out, perfectly for me. And as long as they have, over 95% over the last positive ratings over the last month or 3 months, I would feel pretty good about it. People have been doing this modification for years, and I think things have changed recently where companies are starting to make the back plates and the front plates like aftermarket. So it's really hard to actually open up an iPod Classic. I don't know if you've ever thought about doing that, but it fits together very tightly, and often you mar the case when you try to open it up. And what I think these people are doing is they're opening up and getting the insides out of their iPod that comes from Apple, and then adding on the outside. That's why you have so many different color options. So you get a third-party exterior, and I can't tell the difference between mine and an official iPod. I was very happy with it, but I don't know those specific names. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Sure. Any other questions? Well, thanks very much for coming tonight. Susan and I enjoyed putting this one on, and we will be sending out a copy of a PDF of the slides with clickable links that you can actually use in your shopping process. And we'll ask you to fill out a quick survey when you get that. That'll be included in the email. But thanks a lot for coming.
Thank you.